Chainsaw Man is a beloved series written by the talented Tatsuki Fujimoto, an author who wasn't really known for much beforehand other than some very niche one-shot manga. It's pretty crazy to see just how far he's come within such a short period of time. His greatest work has become known for its outstanding art and storytelling, while also keeping good pacing and some of the most well thought out characters in manga history. So it's no surprise that when it got announced that it was getting an anime adaptation by none other than Studio Mappa, you could bet that anyone who was into the medium was excited. Leading up to its release, we got many trailers and visuals that built up hype within the entire anime community. Most manga readers such as myself were probably even more hyped because they knew what was coming. I don't think of it as an understatement to call it the most anticipated anime ever made. It topped pretty much any anime chart site with that option, and by quite a huge margin as well. But when the first trailer did come out back in May of this year, people had some justifiably questionable reactions. The main trailer literally started off by showing off a fully rendered CGI mouse within the first 2 seconds of footage, and a lot of people were definitely shocked. Now, it's no surprise that Mappa isn't a stranger to using CGI in their anime. After all, it's plastered all over their previous adaptations such as Attack on Titan and Dorohedoro, but it seemed kind of like a slap in the face to the fans, as it seemed pretty clear that most people definitely preferred the traditional 2D animation style. Even so, it was still very impressive. Most of the animation was clean, and there were a few moments where the CGI actually stuck out to people. You could easily tell that this was incomplete animation, and that it for sure needed some more time in the oven before its massive debut to television. But at the same time, it was still able to capture the feeling of the manga almost completely. Fujimoto's style isn't an easy feat to accomplish during movement, yet that sense of familiarness was still there, just as if it never left. Now, before we get into the main point of this video, I just want to mention that I am an advocate for CGI in anime, but I definitely see where people are coming from. After a few highly thought of manga got some questionably bad adaptations, Berserk's entire 2016 anime felt like a massive disappointment in terms of visuals, and X-Arm is X-Arm. The anime community has every right to worry about it, and quite frankly, I think the opposite. The more and more we start to embrace this fact, the higher quality CGI animation will receive. It takes a lot of time to perfect the skill, and too many studios already overwork their staff. Animators have had it rough for a very long time now, so it makes sense that they'd rather make a reusable model than to draw each individual frame every time a chainsaw moves. Now for our topic. Is it any good? Episode 1 seemed to give a pretty shaky start to the series. The general consensus was that it felt really off. The Chainsaw Man himself didn't feel like he fit in at all during the action, and I think most of us, if not all of us, were pretty scared with how it turned out. Many believed that it already ruined the entire series and it wouldn't get any better. Until it never happened again until episode 8, but we don't need to talk about it. It seems like the following episodes had Denji fit in better than the previous. Over time it got much better. While it easily was visible in some shots, for the most part it was alright and it worked well at the points it was in. So, I decided to conduct a little experiment. With the help of the audience over on my anime list and a few friends of mine, I deduct just how many people actually like the CGI contained within the show and what would need to be improved on to be more accurate to pen on paper in the future. I set up a poll over on my anime list, knowing just how huge the community is over there, with a ranking system that works close enough to what I'll be asking of my friends. That being their thoughts out of 10 and what they think about the CGI. Now, I know that my anime list isn't the most credible site for actual proper anime rankings, but it's still better than posting to my empty Twitter following list and nothing, and I believe it'll get us an actual understanding of the more dedicated fans of the series. A whopping over 950 people responded to the poll with their thoughts, and over 90 comments were made. People truly care about this series, and I think it's time to go over the results and figure out if people actually like the animation. Oh my god, 950 people, what the fuck? My poll worked as follows. 5 answers with subtitles in the bubbles. At the top we have It's Perfect, with my general rating as a 9 to 10 out of 10. Then It's Alright, with my general rating of 7 to 8 out of 10. Then Meh, It Could Be Better, with my general rating of 5 to 6 out of 10, with the lowest being Yikes, It's Bad, which will range from a 1 to a 4 out of 10. Now you may have noticed, hey Volcanic, you never mentioned the 10 scale rating on the poll. My answer? I forgot. We don't really need to talk too much about it. It's pretty simple where it stands, and to me it makes enough sense. Now, if you also noticed, I also mentioned 5 options and then never said the 5th. Well, that's because a lot of people just don't care and it really never bothered them, or they just have no opinion. Since I wanted to be as open with this poll as possible, I also decided to add that as an option as well. And to my surprise, no one's, I'm just saying. People seem to like it more than I initially thought, with the general opinion being that it's alright. Almost half the people who responded answered that bubble. On the other hand, a lot less people thought it was okay and or bad. A small amount didn't care, and a good quarter thought it was perfect. Coming from me, just being some random dude on the internet, I'd have to agree with the top answer. The CGI definitely feels like it needs some work at times. Bad CGI could really throw off someone's experience, and I can see where they're coming from. But some of the more passionate fans need to start getting used to this. It's here to stay, and Studio Mappa seems to agree with that too. So Zach, what do you think of the CGI in Chainsaw Man?
I think it's pretty darn cool. It's a lot better than any other CGI I've ever seen used in an anime. I think it's good that they're trying new things. It's easier to animate 3D models and stuff, and you don't have to redraw it every time. It can save a lot of time in some places. So it's good that they're using it. Honestly, you really can't tell when they're using CGI.
What would you give it out of 10?
I'd say like 10. There was probably like 3 total combined seconds out of all the episodes that are out where I was like, oh, that's like CGI. And then again, it wasn't bad CGI. It was really good. You know, I just like noticed it.
Based. So Fox, what do you think of the CGI in Chainsaw Man?
The CGI in Chainsaw Man, there's a lot of people that criticize it. I think that when the episode first aired, I opened up Twitter, and it was just a shit ton of, oh, it's CGI, ruining the story of Chainsaw Man, what the mangaka wanted. But I watched Chainsaw Man after seeing that, oh, CGI, expecting it to be bad, but no. Like Mappa does, they made CGI and it was perfectly fine. I noticed it, but I barely noticed it until about the end. That's really not that bad. People are just complaining for whatever reason. No need for the amount of hate it gets. The thing about Chainsaw Man is it's about the story, not about the animation. It's just solid CGI. Nothing bad about it. Nothing completely fantastic.
Where would you put it on a scale of like 1 to 10?
On a CGI scale, 10 is like Beastars level.
Yeah.
And 1 is fucking
XR.
fucking time level. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an 8.
Okay, that's good.
It's better than Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 1, which within itself wasn't even god awful.
Austin, what do you think about the CGI in Chainsaw Man?
I think it's good for the most part. There, what was the newest episode? Episode 8? Yeah, I just dated this video in a half. Basically, yeah, there was like one shot of Aki being all shocked, and I was like, that looks a little interesting. But the models are good. It's just a little jarring is all. Like in the manga, well, because there's no CGI in manga. You can tell a lot more of the. I felt like there was a lot more zombies there than the like 8 that it looked like there was there. I don't know, I think they're relying on more CGI, which has things. But
So what would you give it out of 10?
personal bias, I give it a 10 out of 10. Best media I've consumed. Bias because I've already read the manga, but it's really good. I love it. And if you love this video,
I really believe that Twitter was overreacting about this one. I feel that the quality of Chainsaw Man's adaptation wouldn't have changed drastically if the CGI wasn't used. It really is one of those things that people like to nitpick at for the sake of argument. Twitter is especially known for taking things too far in that matter. Needlessly, this video still had to be made to show that CGI is a good factor of opinion in many anime recently. Now trust me, I'm very used to starting chaos.
Chaos control.
But I have to agree with the animators here. The CGI for Chainsaw Man is pretty good, and it should set a standard for anime CGI usage in general. Yes, it has its problems, and it can make the show feel inconsistent at times, but it still contains the same qualities that make the manga distinctive. The show is still a massive hit with the public, regardless of that. Some people are never going to be satisfied though, but with the amount of anime out there, if you're really going to complain, just go watch something else. This is it. I finished a big video for the first time in a while. I know the quality of my videos have been changing quite a bit. I'm slowly trying to become more professional with my editing skills and eventually hope to be more comfortable and post more videos. Now of course, with that being said, thanks for stopping by. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'll announce more videos there. I also have a lot of shitty takes. Could be entertaining for you. My Discord server is down in the link below. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. That's about it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thanks to my friend Atomic for being awesome, and for being a great motivation booster during the hardest points of this video. See you all on Christmas Day.